People of the State of Michigan versus Austin Hovarter, 2123715. Mr. Hovarter is here for sentencing today with his attorney, Mrs. Hines, and Mr. Gabriel is the prosecutor. And Ms. Hines, does Mr. Hovarter have any objection to continuing on video today?
Austin, do you have objection to having the sentencing on video today?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
All right. Mr. Gabriel, are you there?
I am here. All right, something's going. Okay, I'm here.
Okay. All right. All right. So Mr. Hovarter pled to a charge of assaulting, resisting, or obstructing a police officer as a habitual second offense. That's a crime punishable by up to 3 years in the Department of Corrections. He's currently on parole, and so the jail credit is 0. Ms. Hines, Mrs. Hines, are there any additions, corrections, or deletions to the report?
Can I inquire of my client? Austin, is there any additions, corrections, or deletions that you noticed in the report? I did not. Did you?
No, ma'am. The report is correct, ma'am.
Mr. Gabriel?
Nothing, Your Honor.
The agent recommends the prior record variable be scored at 90 points, level F, offense variable 20 points, level 3. Any objection to that?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
And the guideline range would call for a minimum sentence of anywhere from 7 to 28 months. All right. The recommendation is for probation with the goals set out. Ms. Hines?
Thanks. I think the recommendation in the pre-sentence investigation report is what Austin needs. If you remember, he's been very cooperative since he's been in circuit court. He gave a factual basis for the plea. I think the recommendation is fair for him to go to Twin County, continue on his parole, and handle the probation in this case. So we would be asking that you follow the recommendation.
All right, thank you. Mr. Hovarter?
Sir, I take full responsibility for my actions. I made a complete fool of myself. My family's getting old, sir. I have changed my life. My parole officer says this is the best I've ever done on parole. She says I've had a job the whole time I've been on parole. This is my first violation, sir. And she recommends I go to the probation center also. I believe it would be a very good opportunity for me to turn my life around, sir. And I'm also on the Vivitrol shot, so I can't drink anymore regardless, sir. I just want to get back to my family.
Good. Mr. Gabriel?
Yes, court to follow the recommendation.
All right, thank you. All right, I do find that Mr. Hovarter, that the pre-sentence report adequately shows the goals of the probation, that it shows that the goal indicates that you are desirous of the probation center, which you feel would steer you in a better direction. Treatments needed for the alcohol, maybe for the drugs too, but not necessarily. And employment would help you be committed to revising your life. The writer sees the benefit of this plan, therefore it's respectfully recommended that he be sentenced to 2 years probation and complete the Twin County Probation Center. Rehabilitation goals are that you would address the need for independent living, which you can do through the center, that you would deal with substance abuse, alcohol abuse issues, cognitive, behavioral, criminal associates, criminal personality, and social environment would improve through the use of training and counseling, both MRT and CBT, that you would need to maintain full-time employment with complete substance abuse treatment and some form of cognitive behavioral therapy, along with increasing your pro-social peers. All right, so I want to talk to you a little bit about that. Mr. Hovarter, if employment made it so you never got in problems, then you wouldn't ever have gotten in a problem to begin with, because you've always been a hard worker. Employment's not the answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like to party during the weekend.
That's the problem. So you got to learn how to do that and hold on to it, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No more partying, sir.
Okay, you're going to be on probation for 2 years, subject to the terms of probation, and the need for the 2 years is just the amount of counseling and treatment that's going to be needed, and the monitoring. So I'm ordering Lisa? Sorry to call you in. The agent recommended 98 days, credit 0. Was that contemplated with Kevin as to the need for that amount of time before he goes to the center?
Because he still has the parole hold, we have a few days to do that violation to take care of, so I'm sure that was figured in.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa is the supervisor of our local Department of Corrections, Probation, Parole, and she does us the favor of attending these meetings. Okay, I'll follow the recommendation of the agent. Again, all those terms are going to be listed there. If you comply with everything and do everything well, Mr. Hovarter, you can ask to be looked at to be released, you know, at the halfway point of your probation. But it requires that you complete everything and that you be violation free for at least 3 months before you seek that. You're going to be given a form explaining what those opportunities are for an early release from probation when you meet with your probation agent. So it's 2 years probation, subject to the terms of probation that are listed. I'm ordering the mandatory $68 state cost and the mandatory $130 crime victims' rights fee. There is a supervision fee of $30 a month to be paid to the Department of Corrections, and it goes to $60 if you're placed on a tether. I'm not ordering any additional court costs, fines, or attorney's fees. Also, a term of your probation is that you complete the Twin County Probation Center program, and any violation of center rules result in probation violation and return to jail. Mr. Hovarter, your sentence is pursuant to your plea. It's within the, it's below the guidelines technically, but it is, you have an opportunity to ask the Court of Appeals for leave to review your case and for the appointment of an attorney at county expense in order to do so. Did I say 98 days, credit 0?
You didn't, I was just gonna ask you.
Okay, 98 days, credit 0, and then go directly to the center.
So,
Hi, Mr.
sir,
Hovarter.
I have to complete 98 days in jail before I go to the center, sir?
But what you have to do is, first off, after we do this sentence, then you become available to the parole department, and they have to decide. So they have up to 14 days to do that, I believe. And then you start your sentence. I have no objection to you going to the center, but you're required to do 98 days first to go to the center. If they can get you in earlier than that, I don't have an objection, but it's going to be a hold time because of the parole hold and everything else, okay?
Yes, sir. So I have to do 98 days first?
At the most, it'd be 98 days. I have no objection if your agent wants, and Kevin can get you in sooner.
All right, appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, I mean, but they didn't pick that 98-day number out of the air. They picked it because that was probably the date they can get you into the center, okay?
That just sucks because I've done all this dead time, sir.
Well, that's going towards your parole case, Austin. So it's not dead time. It's just being applied to your other case that you got out early on because you promised to obey the rules. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, Mr. Hovarter. We'll get you into that center and get you going as soon as we can, okay?